What's going on, everybody? Alex here from the Football Guys, here to talk about Allen Robinson and his case to be a wide receiver one this year. The biggest thing I love about Allen Robinson is his past history. And I know this is not Odell Beckham that hasn't been a top 12 wide receiver in like 5 years. Allen Robinson, obviously, last year was wide receiver 81. He was dealing with some injuries, bad quarterback play, bad coaching, a bad offense, all of that, even though that is exactly what he's been dealing with for his entire career, all of those things. But in both 2019 and 2020, he was a top 10 wide receiver with Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky, in as recently as 2020 in Matt Harmon's reception perception, he was the fourth best wide receiver against man, behind only Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, and A.J. Brown. And he was the third best wide receiver against press, behind only Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs. And then against zone, he had a 79% success rate when the second best wide receiver in the NFL had an 83% success rate. He was absolutely elite in everything the last few years. There's no way he could have just magically fallen off that much. I don't know if it was an injury or whatever it was, but I think that last year was a complete outlier. And now he's going to the Rams, which is a perfect landing spot for him, for a guy that can play inside, outside, wherever they need him to play. And you can see how much that Matthew Stafford has elevated every wide receiver he's played with, especially Cooper Kupp last year. And you think of the potential that Allen Robinson could have, especially when considering Robert Woods. Robert Woods was a top 15 wide receiver the last 3 years under Sean McVay, and he was the wide receiver 12 through week 9 before he got hurt. He was on pace to be a wide receiver one. I think Allen Robinson is going to do the exact same thing. They can both play all over the field. They can both be the intermediate guy, Robinson and Robert Woods. Robert Woods is gone, but Allen Robinson's going to fall right into that role. Again, Woods and Kupp were on pace to be wide receiver ones last year through week 9 before Woods got hurt. That was the only thing that stopped them. And Allen Robinson comes into this great situation. It's not like Allen Robinson stopped getting targets. His target share was still fantastic. It was the worst of his career, but he still had a 19% target share. And if this team passes the same amount that they did last year, Allen Robinson's 19% target share this year, I think that's his floor, will be a minimum of 116 targets if they keep up their same pass rate. That's great for Allen Robinson, especially where he's going right now is near the wide receiver 30 in drafts. He's a perfect value right now, while also being a guy that could legitimately be a wide receiver one. I think it also helps not only him going to the Rams for quarterback play, but where they were in pass attempts. The Bears were 23rd in pass attempts last year compared to 9th for the Rams. That's obviously a big improvement. He gets a big quarterback improvement. And this guy was a top 10 wide receiver 2 of the last 3 years with Mitchell Trubisky, a bad coaching and a bad offense. And now after one down season, people are fading him into oblivion when he gets the best quarterback he's had, at least since college, where he had Christian Hackenberg, he's had Blake Bortles, he had Nick Foles, he's had Justin Fields, all these guys, and now he gets by far the best thrower of the football. He's on by far the best coaching staff with Sean McVay that he's ever played with. This is the perfect situation for Allen Robinson to succeed, and he could absolutely be a wide receiver one. Of course, there's downfalls. Maybe he repeats what he was last year. But the upside with all the upgrades that he got, the player that he was just 1 year ago before this, I am going to be betting on Allen Robinson a lot this year, and I think that you should too. And I think you should also subscribe, hit those bell notifications, and keep enjoying Football Guys content coming out each and every single day.